I put my dad in the street against a heavyweight.
I've gone back to the dad. I've punched him a few more times.
5 blokes outside my front door. Can you come and help
One
me?
hell of a fucking story, so stay tuned.
Andrew McCART, IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast, and I'm here with well, I'm not going to rattle off all these belts you've got here. Ekow Essuman, man, like, so much hardware on you, man. But talking about that fight there against Samuel Letby there, it was a tough, grueling 12 rounds there, man. How did you feel in there?
It was a great fight. My coach told me as soon as, midway through the camp, he sat me down. He was like, "X, this is gonna be a fight because Samuel's gonna bring it. Like his style is kind of awkward and this and that, and he's game. So be ready for a good, grueling fight." And I had some really hard spars with some good opposition, some really physical spars with people that were more like grappling, and I had some technical spars. I've done everything, and I've really not overturned. I've overturned every stone. I've made everything in my favour for this fight, so it's definitely paid off.
I mean, you do have the Commonwealth and the British and the IBF and the Continental there, but the British title there, you've won it outright. You've defended it 3 times. Clearly, the next step, I would think, and probably your team would think, is to move on to that European, maybe even these fringe world levels. I mean, first of all, what does that winning that British title outright mean to you, and is the next step moving up to these world level opponents?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, the next step is definitely moving on, like moving up and moving on, getting my ranking higher, be it whichever belt line it will be it the European, be it IBF, WBO or WBC, WBA. Yeah, it's time to move up, time to level up.
I mean, the British title there, like I said to you, you've won it outright 3 times in a welterweight division. It's probably one of the hardest divisions to do it in. So I heard you speaking to other interviewers here that you've done it the hard way. Nobody thought you'd get in Team England, Team GB, become British champion, but you've done it now. So what does that mean to you and your kids, I suppose? Yeah,
well, I'm always going to go down in history as one of the people that won the British outright
in a tough division.
In a very tough and wealthy division. Putting my city, Nottingham, on the map. And for my kids, this belt isn't for me, this belt is for my kids. I was in the ring and I was just thinking to myself, for Bella, for Atto, let's go, let's do this. So, and we've done it. So this is for them, and my wife and my family.
Well, you might as well just put me in there as well, and me as well, Ekow. But listen, like I said to you, I mentioned there that the next step is probably moving on to that world level. But right now, we've got some quality welterweights just here in the UK now. Michael McKinson, you've got Chris Congo, you've got Marku, who's obviously is Albanian, but he is based in the UK. But one I want to ask you is Conor Benn. Obviously, he's fighting Chris Eubank at catchweight, but highly likely he's going to come back down. And he's always needing that name, that big enough name to put himself at that world level. Do you think you two can get it on for that world level next fight?
I've always made it open and clear. I'm happy for the fight. At one point, I think in an interview, don't misquote me, but he might have said it was too much risk and not enough reward for the fight. But the way I think about things is get your ranking up, and the cream always rises to the top. So sooner or later, he won't have a choice but to fight me to move on up in the ranks because I'm catching up.
Like I said to you there's other good welterweights out there. McKinson, and he's done great at world level there against Ortiz. I'm sure you watched that fight. You've got Chris Congo there. Like I said, Marku as well, who's doing great things right now. I mean, he's a fun fighter to watch and a fan-friendly fighter. So obviously you're fresh off this fight, but sitting down with your team and Frank, are these the names you're going to put forward?
Yeah, these are the kind of names that I want moving forward because I mean they're all above me in the rankings in certain belt bodies, and I need to get up there. So if they're in the way, then it is what it is. I need to get up there.
I mean, one final one for me then. I mean, like I said to you, you've got so many hard, but I'm going to actually scan down on the camera. Look at that. I mean, you've been standing there for about 20 minutes now. How's the legs with all that hardware?
All right, so you know what? The first time I won the IBF and they gave me the belt afterwards, it made my knees drop a bit. But you know what? I'm stronger now. So all these 3 belts, it's nothing, man.
Well, that's why they call you the engine man. You could be here all day. But listen, I won't keep you much longer. I know Jay's been patiently waiting. He's been kind enough to let me go ahead of him. So listen, enjoy all these belts. Go home, enjoy your kids and your wife. I'm sure they miss dad and all that. So listen, as always, thank you much, Ekow.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Anytime, brother. Thank you.
I thought my wife was just there.
Yeah, I put my dad in the street against a heavyweight.
I've gone back to the dad. I've punched him a few more
There's
times.
5 blokes outside my front door. Can you come and help
One
me?
hell of a fucking story, so stay tuned.